This is Andreas Pop Culture Guy. Today is the latest pop culture retrospective slash review. It's on X-Men Days of Future Past, directed by Bryan Singer, starring James McAvoy, Michael Fassbender, Hugh Jackman, Jennifer Lawrence, Ian McKellen, Patrick Stewart, Evan Peters, and Halle Berry, and a whole bunch of other casts. X-Men Days of Future Past is what I call a movie that bridges X-Men First Class with the other canonical movies, and at the same time also helps in eliminating the bad movies like The Last Stand and Origins. The movie begins with us as usual, the mutants being attacked and eliminated. So to have to save them all, Wolverine goes back in time and stops Mystique from killing Bottle Trax, the creator of the Sentinels, and defense contractor in 1973. Wolverine reaches in the 1970s, and when he was still a mutant without the adamantium, and he set his plans in motion, he has to find Charles Xavier, McNeil, Beast, and Mystique. Now, X-Men Days of Future Past is one of my personal and favorite superhero films of all time. And I gotta say, it did not disappoint. I was hugely excited for the film because the cast was just good, one particularly back in the old days, and then, of course, First Class as well. And Days of Future Past didn't disappoint at all. It's also visually very stylized film, just like First Class, now in the 1970s. It does have even darker and more uh, a dusty feel than the rest of the films in the series. The special effects are great quality. Everything looks very slick, and I think this is why it got the Oscar nomination, because I think it's definitely one of the best special effects of the X-Men films. The score is the best since the one for X2 in terms of memorability, and I have to agree. One of my favorite sections of the X-Men Days of Future Past score is the Hope theme for Charles Xavier, James McAvoy's version. And how it fits, and the script is the sharpest since X2 as well. It's probably the best and most well-balanced script of all of the X-Men films put together, maybe after Logan. There's a bit of humor that is, subtle, suspenseful, and emotional parts. Most remarkably of all, Days of Future Past practically renovates bravery and freshness that you never expect from the seventh film in a blockbuster franchise. Instead of playing it safe and sound, Days of Future Past matches up the past, present, and future, and sweeping up a lot of what has been taken for granted in the X-Men cinematic universe. And chucking it out of the purview window, the ending of this film truly opens up the intriguing platform of narrative possibility that stretch in any and all directions on the strength of his outing. That's something to be anticipated rather than fear. Now, that's maybe more true for the spin-offs than really the main continuity of the X-Men, which I will not get into. But that's to say, I think this should have been the true ending for the X-Men films, like Endgame. But anyway, other positive things that we need to bring up is also the action sequences. Really thrill, especially the battle between the past and future. X-Men trying to stop the annihilation of the Sentinels while the drama resonates. Great also was the quietly powerful tete-a-tete between the two Xaviers. One of my favorite moments, having the older Xavier trying to convince the young Xavier not giving up hope and still believe on hope of the humanity and mutants equality, one day being together as one. There is a fair bit going on, and there are a lot of characters, but the solid pacing, chemistry between the characters and actors, and how well everything balanced in the writing makes the story thrilling, yet with plenty of space to allow you to feel the emotion, which is good. And for the amount of characters there are here, vast majority of the characters have real personality and soul. Plus, they're treated with respect, which is not always guaranteeing in these big blockbuster movies, especially comic books. The cans are spot on. I mean, come on. Hugh Jackman is great. He's grisly and charismatic while bringing this subdued quality he brought to the Wolverine. And surprisingly, I know a lot of people don't like her, but I do. Jennifer Lawrence is fantastic in this film. She's surprisingly good as Mystique in this film. And the transformation sequence are as eye-popping as they were in X2 as well. James McAvoy gives one of his better performances here. He really, I mean, this is pretty much Xavier's movie. Just like First Class was McNeil, Days of Future Past is a Xavier story, and McAvoy brings everything to his all his performance. A down the luck Xavier who lost everything, and this film is about him getting up and believe once again of his dream of inequality between the humans and mutants. And then running up the cast is Michael Fassbender as Magneto, the younger version. He's savvy and calculating. He's really great in this film, and he serves as a definitely protagonist slash antagonist towards our younger cast in the past. As the older versions of Professor X and Magneto, Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen make a welcome return. Stewart is cool. McKellen is menacing, yet with a sympathetic quality. Magneto is much more than a one-dimensional villain in these films. He's very complex. And then, lastly, we need to mention Evan Pierce as Christopher. Evan Pierce is excellent too as Christopher, or excellent overall in the film. He's amazing. Just like Alan Cummings' Nightcrawler almost stole the show in X2, Pierce Christopher almost did here. Well, really topped it. I mean, the Nightcrawler attack of White House scene in the beginning of X2 is still fantastic, but I think the kitchen scene of Quicksilver's time in the bottle is fantastic and one of the best scenes in this film. It's one of the reasons that I got into YouTube in general. The scene Quicksilver and then the song Time in the Bottle. I made that into a small video just in general with the character Quicksilver and became one of my biggest hits and uh, one of my first big hits in YouTube and made me continue on doing this YouTube career, which I will honor this film completely. It's one of the most cherished moments that I love about this film is the Quicksilver thing. Oh, and I'm very happy that the last 10 years I am still continuing doing YouTube. So thank you, Evan Pierce, Quicksilver, and this film, X-Men Days of Future Past. And then wrapping up the cast is Nicholas Hoult as Beast. He's really great in this film. I mean, he's not classic grammar for me. He was a touch better in X-Men 3, despite that film was really bad. But I think grammar was felt more like Beast, where Holt is a very different version of Beast. But what are you gonna do? Now, Halle Berry, I did brought up one. She gives probably her best performance of the series so far in this character of Storm in this film. You know, it's a very minor role for Storm, but she does everything that makes a lot of sense. And her performance here was subdued, and she was fighting for something in the future, which is good. Now, final thoughts. As a pencil fan, Days of Future Past is the best film to have graced the Marvel film franchise, and that's something I have to agree. And one of the greatest superhero films of all time. A visually stunning and exhilarating flick that combines the best elements of the series to create a fantastic and entertaining film. And that, for I have to say, I recommend all of you to watch Days of Future Past. Happy 10th anniversary, X-Men Days of Future Past. I can't believe it, 10 years. So thank you everyone for listening to this spectacular 10th anniversary review of X-Men Days of Future Past, retrospective / review. I will come back again to do more in the nearest future. Thank you so much, and ciao. Bye-bye.